Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Sheila Rizalam. Today, we will look into SAP's strategic audit. In today's agenda, we will cover SAP's vision, current standing, the members of the supervisory board and how are they selected, the members of its executive board, their roles and compensation, SAP's SWOT analysis, current strategy, alternative strategies that SAP can pursue, my recommended strategy, and the implementation of this strategy. SAP's vision statement is to reinvent how the world runs as a network of intelligent and sustainable enterprises. It is focused on three areas: helping their customers become intelligent and sustainable enterprises, enabling a sustainable world, bringing enterprises together into a business or a global business network. In this slide, we will look into SAP's current standing. SAP's corporate social responsibility mission is to drive a long-term social impact, focusing on climate change, poverty, and inequality that affects the economy. SAP has several corporate social responsibility programs, such as Social Sabbatical, which is one of SAP's programs that helps nonprofit organizations from developing nations with their business challenges. Every year, SAP deploy 120 SAP employees from different levels and organizations to come together to assist 10 to 12 different nonprofit organizations with their business needs. So as of 2022, over 10 years, SAP has impacted more than 6 million lives, over 460 jobs created, and helped 450 organizations. SAP employees also spent over 356,000 volunteering hours by 1,371 employees of 64 nationalities and over 20 million euro social investment. They also have a virtual social sabbatical where SAP employees collaborate with other firms, employees to help nonprofit organizations from developing countries. Although this does not have a direct financial return, SAP's return on investment leads to social change. In addition, 74% of SAP employees reported a long-term impact on their professional careers. The other strategy or the other standing that SAP has is building digital intelligence among new generation. SAP investment in early college is a strategy for building digital intelligence. SAP Early College High Schools programs will provide a more robust employee pipeline of future talent. The curriculum in these schools also includes preparing students in the real-world setting, such as interviewing skills, improving soft skills, and social and emotional learning for all. SAP has implemented this in 4 schools within the United States and Canada. The program has various STEM and technical pathways. Since establishing the Early College High School program in 2013, over 2,000 students from under-resourced, highly marginalized communities have been supported by the program. According to the survey sent to alums, about 85% have completed or pursuing secondary degrees, and 63% are in STEM-related degree programs. SAP aims to provide access to sophisticated STEM educational pathways and opportunities to under-resourced and historically marginalized communities in North America. SAP has also partnered with UNICEF's Generation Unlimited, which is a program that provides new education models for raising up the 21st century skills and access to jobs for the young generation. SAP's strategy is to offer customizable solutions to support 26 industry sectors. It offers end-to-end process to support organizations' ever-changing business requirements without sacrificing data quality. SAP has a myriad of portfolios to offer solutions to different industries. It is the newest program called RISE or RISE with SAP, with key products and services that helps customers to drive the journey to end-to-end could business of or end-to-end business transformation. SAP's most popular product, Enterprise Resource Planning, or what we call ERP, currently known as S/4HANA, is a modular cloud ERP that helps customers to run critical operations in real time from anywhere in the world. It is scalable, where firms can use it locally and expand globally. How did SAP navigate it through the pandemic? Almost all firms, if not all, were affected by the recent pandemic. SAP is no different from these firms. The quick action of the SAP leadership allowed the firm to continue to succeed. SAP's total revenue in 2020 adopted or declined significantly. Its total revenue decreased from 27,553 billion in 2019 to 27,338 billion in 2020. This is a 215 million decrease, or about 1%. SAP adopted flexible working and promoted mental health programs, especially during the pandemic. It suspended its travel and offered it a crisis leave policy of 10 paid days for the employees to be used for extenuating circumstances. In addition, it offers support to its hourly workers, including those or the contractors and the vendors who receive full wages despite reduced hours. On top of this, SAP gave its non-executive employees what it is called COVID-19 stacks, which were released to employees' payroll months later. It also cut its guidance for 2020 and abandoned its forecast that profitability will expand over the medium term. For its SAP Concur company, travel projects declined due to travel restrictions. SAP cross-trained travel project managers to handle other non-travel related to prevent any layoff of employees. So overall, SAP's response to the pandemic is very desirable. Now let's look at the supervisory board. SAP elects 9 of the supervisory board and appoints the other 9. It requires a minimum of 30% women and 30% men on the board. The board is also responsible for representing SAP SE in transactions between SAP SE and the executive board members. The 9 were appointed as employee representatives of the supervisory board, and the first 7 seats are allocated in proportion to the SAP employee count in the individual countries. The supervisory board also determines compensation for the executive board. The other members of the top-level leadership of SAP are the members of the executive board. The executive board is the governing body of SAP that provides the supervisory board with regular and prompt comprehensive reports regarding SAP's essential issues of the business, corporate strategy, and potential risk. SAP's executive board reports directly to the supervisory board. It is responsible for preparing SAP strategy, managing the organization's business, and representing SAP SE dealings with third parties. It may not be allowed to serve on the executive and supervisory boards simultaneously. The executive board must also provide a regular and comprehensive report of any essential issues affecting the business progress and potential business risk. They are also required to maintain a regular contact with the supervisory board chairperson, and the same goes for the supervisory board to the CEO. SAP's Board of Executive Compensation Package includes non-performance-based compensation and performance-based compensation. They have fixed compensation, fringe benefits, and retirement pension plans for the non-performance-based compensation. The Executive Board fixed compensation consists of 12 equal installments paid monthly in their home country or home currency where they reside. Their fringe benefits include insurance contributions, benefits in kind, expenses for maintaining household, use of aircraft, and tax gross ups depending on the local conditions. Their fringe benefits are limited to 10% of the compensation for the ordinary executive board members and 20% for the CEO. On top of that, executives who live in a different country than their home country are granted tax advice with a minimum or maximum of 15% of their fixed income for the ordinary executive board member and up to 30% for the CEO. In addition, members relocating to Germany from abroad receive a relocation package up to 15% for the ordinary executive board member and up to 30% of their fixed income for the CEO. They can also receive a one-off payment or what they call replacement award of up to 200% of the fixed compensation for the loss of compensation due to the move. Their retirement pension also depends on the country where they currently reside, limited to 30% of their fixed income. Their short-term investment compensation, or STI, is a one-year performance-based compensation determined on a set of financial targets or financial KPIs, which are sustainability targets. The long-term investments is a virtual shares program where executive board members are granted an amount and are released annually for 4 years. These virtual shares cannot exceed 700% of the fixed compensation base on the appropriate euro amount. Now let's look at SAP's opportunity and threats. Increased presence in the developing countries is one of its opportunities. Social Sabbatical is an SAP corporate responsibility program that invests in the growth of social enterprises in the world's vulnerable people in the ecosystem. SAP provides services and some pro bono services to some nonprofit organizations in developing countries. This program does not just promote SAP to a broader set of audiences, but also gives a hand to these organizations in need of assistance. SAP provides on-site and virtual consultation to social enterprises to help their business run best. Now, second opportunity is the entering international markets through acquisition and growing product diversity. SAP's acquisition through the years expanded its portfolio from just having ERP, now offering travel and expense, human capital management, vendor management services for procurement and external management programs, which is SAP Fieldglass, and procurement tools such as SAP Ariba, to name a few. SAP also helps produce new eco-friendly products and services. And on top of this, SAP's innovation and investment in R&D produce new products in the market and bring new opportunities to them. Now, the next opportunity is patented innovation. SAP R&D expenses include personal costs and external costs of work and services incurred from the providers and corporation it works with. Its external cost includes translating and localizing and testing its products. It also incurs cost in obtaining certification for the products in different markets, patent attorney services and fees, consulting related to SAP's product strategy, and professional development of its R&D workforce. And as of December 31st, 2022, SAP has held nearly 13,000 validated patents globally. Over 800 were granted and validated in 2022. So the next opportunity is upskilling new generation. SAP continuously invests for upskilling the next generation. It allows the next generation to be digitally intelligent and able to compete in this competitive workforce without sacrificing the ever-changing technological development. Now let's go to the threats. So opportunities comes with threats. Of course, new technology entrants are always going to be a threat. There will always new technology entrants that wants a piece in the market. SAP is trying to mitigate this by continuously innovating and gaining patented software. Low-cost competitors. SAP is expensive compared to some ERP systems or end-to-end solutions. Low-cost competitors may be desirable for a lot of companies, especially those who are just starting up. Changes in the customer behavior. Another threat that is almost unpredictable is the changes in the customer behavior. Currently, SAP has great reputation, but that could change if they lose loyalty from the customers. Fluctuations of currency or foreign currency. Since SAP is a global firm, the fluctuation of foreign currency and exchange rate can also be a threat. The decline in the foreign currency can affect the revenue during conversion. Now let's look at SAP's strengths and weaknesses, and start with weaknesses. SAP aims to have a great culture, and they try. However, some departments or teams do not uphold this culture due to cultural differences or sometimes lack of communications or effective communications. SAP also focuses on innovation, career development, and employee welfare. It has different programs for career, professional, and personal development. It gives avenues to those who aspire to move. However, this must be followed not just in some countries. And currently, some of the countries that is not following this is the Philippines, SAP Philippines. Instead, employees are held back and treated way differently than their counterparts in the United States. The lack of compassion for some also appears. As mentioned earlier, SAP is on the higher end of the price, which is another weakness, as not all companies may be able to avail its service. SAP systems are not all user-friendly. They require longer implementation that can take years to complete, and this complex system can result to needing highly trained staff to handle and train others. Now let's look at the strengths. We've mentioned its huge investment in R&D, and this is one of its strengths. If SAP continuously invests in the right way, its portfolio will only grow and its customer will be happier. SAP's financial strategies include sustainability, aligning resources, which choices make more money, what business to continue, and how to measure its progress. It believes that sustainability increases profitability and revenue, and that's also one of its strengths. SAP has a very diverse portfolio, from ERP to travel and expense, vendor management, human capital, to name a few, and this allows SAP to enter industries and increase market share without having to start anew. And a lot of SAP's customers are loyal. Some purchase one product and end up with some other SAP products that they can integrate. For example, its S/4HANA ERP can integrate to its travel and expense software and to its human capital management system. SAP's strengths can overshadow its weaknesses. It focuses on its people and customers sets it apart from others. The continuous innovation to help organizations of all sizes will bring more customers, hence value to all, and eventually help firms run their organization better using its intelligent solutions. Here, let's take a look at SAP's current strategy. Let's start with downscope. It is exploring the sale of Qualtrics and experience management software that they acquired in 2018. SAP has just recently laid off 3,000 employees in all different departments. Next, let's look at partnership with other firms. SAP also has partnerships with different firms such as PwC or PricewaterhouseCoopers, Deloitte, Google, and etc., just to name a few. Now, SAP is also known to invest on its people and value them as its most valuable assets. SAP has leadership training for those aspiring leaders, current leaders, and many more. It also has a Catalyst program that allows performance and high potential employees take advantage of specific training access tailored to these employees. And innovation. Innovation is one of SAP's priority, aiming to have as much as patents granted to gain competitive advantage. Now let's look at SAP's alternative strategies. SAP is focused on its core business and the acquisition of other cloud companies. An alternative would be to reconsider the acquisition of new ventures and focus more on its core business without sacrificing other business units. The other alternative is to continue with the different acquisitions of other cloud companies, which is the opposite of the first alternative. With this strategy, SAP will be able to broaden its already broad reach from other industries. It is the current market leader in enterprise application software according to Salisbury University, and the current market leader for its acquired travel and expense software, SAP Concur. Smart acquisitions can give SAP a more significant opportunity to be the world's market leader for several cloud companies or cloud industries. Another one is that SAP can explore partnership with different firms. Partnerships can bring more business opportunities that SAP offers. One example is its partnership with PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC or PwC. PwC clients implementing S/4HANA also provide other SAP products to enhance the client solutions, such as SAP Concur, SuccessFactors for its HR management system, to name a few. Other than the business ventures, partnership also offers sustainability co-development. One of the most recent ones is SAP and PwC's innovation strategy to make sustainability an integral part of standard operations for business to achieve their environmental, social, and governance and net zero targets. Another viable alternative is SAP's investment in innovation and its people and R&D. Although SAP is already investing a lot in its R&D, it can continue to develop new products and services that complement its current offerings. In addition, these innovations will motivate talented employees to embrace an innovative mindset that will expand and SAP's offerings and its employees to its SAP offerings and to its employees' professional development. SAP can also look at cost strategy, as SAP is known to be expensive, and SAP has big names when it comes to its customers, but it can also offer sophisticated business solutions to these big firms as well as to its smaller firms that can use SAP products and services if they look at their cost strategy. My recommended strategy is to downscope. Business units that are overstaffed can be included in the downscoping. Employees in these business units can be retrained or moved to a different business unit, requiring additional employees. SAP also needs to look into the fields that are not profitable. To cut costs, unprofitable fields or business units can be eliminated. Find the business units that have redundant positions that can be eliminated. We've also mentioned the business units that need more staff, so SAP must also analyze the understaffed business units. Also, analyze the products and services that need retiring and what products and services need improvement to gain a competitive advantage. SAP will also need to revisit the culture in each country where SAP has location to ensure that the mission and vision are received and understood the same way everywhere. Now let's look at the implementation of this strategy. The first step is to present the strategy to the supervisory board by the executive board. Identify the risks and values that correlate to downscoping. The executive board must secure approval for the proposal of this strategy. Disseminate the approved proposal to the top level manager to the lower level managers and prepare the mindset of this change. Mindset change is fundamental in this stage. The leadership must all conform to the proposed strategy, and I recommend to downscope in phases. Next, we will look into the business unit's profitable analysis. We'll have to analyze each business unit and look at which is profitable and non-profitable. From there, we can start where to start downscoping. And then, financial feasibility. We have to analyze the budget required to implement downscoping successfully. If there will be layoffs, identify the loss of productivity during the transition for employees moving and getting retrained, identify the cost of productivity loss and increase in pay during the transition, a thorough mitigation analysis of the risk that would occur during the downscoping must be presented to the board. This risk can break SAP if handled and missed a significant moment. Now, for the evaluation and control, after the first phase, redo the survey in the following month. Analyze the results of the firm's financial performance and productivity of each employee involved in the first phase. Depending on the size of the business unit, allow at least 6 months for the transition and send out surveys every month from the completion until month 6. Now, surveys must include the 7 KPIs plus questions regarding the employees' take on this current process. The restructure-related questions will be temporarily added until the firm is fully transitioned. Now, to measure the success, SAP must regularly analyze some of its financial metrics such as profit, revenue, and cash flow. Any dip in the profit may be caused by the restructuring being unsuccessful or a loss of profits due to loss of productivity, and its audit and compliance must also get involved in this analysis to ensure that all aspects of this or the restriction comply with the SAP ethics and compliance policies. And continue to monitor until the last phase and send out surveys to hear employees' notions on the recent restructuring. That is all I have for you for today. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Have a great day.